Okay, so I need to look into that camera.
Yeah, we're live too right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
right
fun.
now, yeah. People can hear us. They can't see us though. They can hear us. So I mean, if you're starting to make some weird
should
noises,
I put my pants back on?
People might be like, "What's going on over there?" What is going on, everybody? Hopefully, you guys can hear us in the chat. Let's see if this works. What is going on, everybody? Hopefully.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, guys, we're gonna kick off. Let's see if this works. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to JBuck Live, JBuck Studios. It's JBuck Live, man.
Let's JBuck Live.
Boom, 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 boom. We're back to the normal setup, but a little bit different because obviously you saw from the title and whatnot. It is a Thanksgiving, holiday season, all of that stuff. So I'm lazy. I didn't do any research for movies and whatnot, so we're just gonna have a casual show, maybe a few drinks, a lot of Q&A and whatnot, but also special guest because it's the holiday, season and whatnot, and people are visiting. Friends, family, homeless people, I guess. But Nolan,
what's up, man?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to JBuck Live. We are live on YouTube. What's going on, man?
Just want to say thank you to my parents for helping me get here. Shout out to the thousands of adoring fans. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. I guess, do you want to give a little background of who you are and whatnot?
Yeah, so I date his sister.
Which is actually true. It's actually true.
That's how Jared and I got in together as buds here. Mm-hmm. And we've been kind of shooting ideas back and forth ever since you've had your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah. I think that you were kind of one of the first people that helped me via like graphics and kind of ideas.
I remember I made your first intro, or maybe not your very first, but it didn't hold up.
No, it was a long time ago. But yeah, it's nice to have Nolan around because normal people don't like to hear me bitch and talk about YouTube. He does.
Yeah.
Because
when I'm in the world too, so I make music and stuff, and I have some songs on Spotify and whatnot.
Elaborate on that.
Yeah, well, long story short, I've been a musician for my whole life. So when I was 13, started building like a home recording studio. And now I'm 25, so I have like a really great home studio. I record albums and stuff, and like I said, I've got stuff on Spotify that I'm very proud of. But independent musicians also have a lot of the same struggles as YouTubers, podcasters, really any creative type who are trying to make it in this very hectic landscape. So Jared and I have a lot that we can relate on. We kind of shoot a lot of ideas back and forth. And then just a couple months ago, we decided, we've really picked up a lot of skills. We spent a lot of time working on, video editing and music production and all that stuff. So we started our own company, which Jared has mentioned a lot of times.
Yep.
On the stream here on his the Ahsoka show that he's on. So it's Room 56 Studios. We do pretty much anything, really, any creative project we're willing to tackle it. And so if you were so inclined, we do have a website. You can see Jared's beautiful face on it, mine as well. Room56studios.com.
Yep.
But yeah, I think like ever since then, we've been kind of working closely on like, okay, how can we work together so that we both have mutual gains. And also, I am dating his sister, and we're back for Thanksgiving, so here I am on the show.
Yep. And we got some fun people in the chat. We have Mark, we have Art, we have Mr. I-100, what is going on, and Second Street Marvel. You're making a joke about Corona and everything.
I actually just got tested.
He got tested.
Yeah, I got tested
yesterday. Clear. Yeah. We are happy to have holidays, but yes, we're making sure we are all kind of social distancing and everything like that. But Nolan, I'm glad that you're able to jump on the show, Q&A.
Very excited.
If you all have topics or questions for ourselves that you want to talk about, because this is going to be more of a loose type show, I also am going to click a button soon, and we're gonna go live on TikTok as well. So I guess if you want to watch via TikTok, you can, because
let's actually take a moment here, give this guy some
yeah.
love. He just got over 1,000 followers on TikTok, and he's been doing it like 2 weeks now.
Something kicked off over there. Essentially, the algorithm gave me some love, and
you just made a good video. That's what it is.
Yeah, so TikTok, that is slowly being a place where I like to just put creativity out there. So if you haven't and you have TikTok, go follow me at JBuck Studios. I mean, it's very fun. It's very goofy to do stuff over there. But yeah, I'm gonna basically click a button. We might have to reiterate ourselves a little bit because we're gonna have people on our phone down here. We're gonna have people on YouTube over here. But if you have questions, throw them in the chat. We'll bring them up. All of that stuff. We have Kieran as well. We got Jaren in the chat.
Jaren calling me out because me and Jaren, we're buds.
Yeah.
Jaren actually, I don't know if I should say too much about this, but he sent me a pretty cool little project that I've started work on. He's doing some music, so I'll let him tell me if he wants us to talk about that some more. Yeah,
don't blow any surprises for Jaren or whatever. But we got Cody, and I think we got Seth as well from the Ahsoka
Cody,
show.
My guys.
Room 56 is so great. They'll get you laid or your money back. Like, where is that? I gotta click that, bring that up.
That's great.
Boom right there. Boom right there, people.
Or your money back.
I guess, you know what? Some backstory, because, I don't typically bring people on the show and whatnot, but Nolan, are we good? Okay, we're going.
I'm watching the stream on here, so I can keep an eye on the chat.
Perfect. What kind of, because you're not really, you love movies. You're in the scene of movies, but like, what's your genre of choice? What franchise do you really kind of latch on to?
I'm pretty much. Can we swear on the show?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a basic bitch. I like the Marvel stuff, and I like franchise type stuff where you can like have discussions with your friends about it, and you can kind of talk about like, oh, what are they gonna do next, or what do you think that meant? I really like going in the details of that kind of thing, and I just like stuff that's like a little bit different. I'm trying to think. What was that 2014 movie, Birdman?
Yep.
Yeah, with Michael Keaton.
And,
man, that movie's incredible. It's just so fun to watch. The whole, the one take aspect of it, the cinematography is super, super cool. Yeah, and I also love a good comedy. I think probably my favorite movie of all time is Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping. Mm-hmm. Which, if you haven't seen that, you gotta watch it, man. It is so very funny. It's made by The Lonely Island. They wrote all the songs, they directed it, they star in it. I mean, those guys, Andy Samberg, Akiva, and Yorma, they on point on that movie. And it did not get enough love when it came out in 2016.
Oh, yeah. I would say that is a highly underrated movie.
Highly.
People check it out because not only is the music great, the comedy is spot on. It is a wonderful mockumentary that so many people slept on and whatnot.
You probably caught it in the title. It's ripping off that Justin Bieber, which was Never Stop Believing or something.
Never Stop Stopping. Or Never Stop.
Never Pop Cloppin'.
Never Pop Cloppin'.
That's it. Justin Bieber.
People. If you guys know, let us know in the chat. We got some questions rolling in. And again, people on TikTok, thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys have questions, throw them in the live chat. Everyone else on YouTube as well. Moving forward, I may do JBuck Live on both platforms. We'll see. I think it'd be fun. A little bit different experience on both platforms, but we got a question from Jaren already. Jaren asked, here's a question. Nolan, what inspired you to do what you do?
Man, it's like asking me what gets me out of bed in the morning, and really it's alcohol. No.
Yeah.
That's a good question. That's like a heavy hitting question right off the bat. I think what it is I just like making stuff. I like to create stuff, and I like to work with people. Mm-hmm. So you put those three things together, and you kind of find yourself wrapped up in music and videos. I recently left a corporate job. I was there for 2 years, Fortune 500 company. No shade on them. They're a great company, but it's just not for me, man. I think you've been there too, And I want to spend my time making stuff that I can share with people, that people can share with each other, mm-hmm. and Yeah, I mean that's the basis of it. It's a good question.
I mean, not to, again, the whole, not to hate on the corporate job, all of that stuff. It just wasn't for me. It was something that was honestly eating away at my soul. I tried, there's a whole longer podcast that I could go into that and whatnot, but I'm curious about like music. How did you start doing that? And because I would say that's like
my stepping stone.
The thing you're the best at.
Probably. I started music because, so I'm the youngest of 9 kids. Pause for dramatic effect. that is 9 children, and I'm the youngest. Actually, by a large margin, my next sibling is 8 years older than me, and all of my older siblings were like athletes. They a couple of them like won state track, and they mostly runners, and I for some reason just never had any interest in sports that much. Like I like soccer, but I wasn't any good at it. So my mom basically was like, "Well, we got to find this kid something to do." So basically, she put me in piano lessons when I was 8, and that came about because I thought, oh, maybe I'd like to play drums because what kid doesn't want to just bash shit? So she's like, okay, well, if you're gonna do that, you should actually learn like some music. So you're gonna play piano, and then I did, and then I picked up drums, and I picked up guitar, and then like I said, I was probably 13 or 14. I started building my home studio, mostly because I hardly ever know what I'm gonna make until I start making it, especially with music. So I just sit down and start going, and whatever happens, happens. And that's what I like about like being able to do it in a home studio. I have all the time in the world. So, I mean, that's kind of how I got started in there. And yeah, I've been doing music production for 12 years now. So I'd say I'm pretty decent at it.
Yeah, just you're a little good at it.
A little good
good at it. Jaron says, I'm confused. I was scrolling through live cams on Pornhub and I can't find your show.
Yeah, we actually got blocked from Pornhub.
Yeah, we were too
explicit.
Racy. Yeah, too explicit. The things we can do with ping pong balls, you have no idea.
Wouldn't believe it.
Going back to the questions though, the actual real questions.
A lot for me actually. Look at this.
Yeah, a lot of people want to know who you are and whatnot. We have Art Wishwood asking, Nolan, do you like the Halloween franchise? Do ya?
It's a funny question. I love Halloween, but I've never seen the movies.
Really? You haven't seen any of them?
No.
I think we should sit down and do a couple first watch reactions
That'd be fun.
Because I think I've only watched the first one. I haven't watched any of the other ones at all. So that is kind of I mean, everyone knows if you're a fan of the channel and whatnot, I am not a big horror. Like, horror is just a whole spectrum of the movie world I was terrified of. I'm slowly getting into, like, shameless plug. I'm working on those Scream reactions. I just did the 3rd one that I am very proud of, so go and check that out. Scream 4 I'm working on right now. Hopefully it'll be up at the end of the week. But there's a whole bunch of horror films, especially Hereditary. That is one that I think is, like, top-notch, that a lot of people ask for, that a lot of people want to watch me watch. So that will be coming down the pipeline soonish. Kieran asks, question for you guys, aside from the possibility of Ahsoka appearing in what are your predictions for the next episode of The Mandalorian? So, it's funny.
Love Star Wars.
It's funny because, he was here, last Friday. We stayed up till, 2 o'clock, 2:30.
To watch the new
watching the latest episode of Mandalorian. And I thought I had a conversation with him. Honestly, the last week, I don't know what year it is. Because I thought I had a 30-minute conversation with him about the next episode of Mando. Because word on the street is it's directed by Dave Filoni. And the title is called The Jedi. Therefore,
Ahsoka,
Ahsoka Tano is 100% got to be there because Dave Filoni is the one that created her and everything like that. So, I mean, what are kind of your predictions for that episode? Or what do you want to see?
I mean, what I want to see, and what we've gotten a lot of in the last 2 episodes, is our heroes just wrecking stormtroopers. I mean, that is so much fun to watch. I think, not the most recent one, but the second to last episode, I think had better action. And, I mean, that whole sequence on the ship was just fantastic. As far as the future goes, I mean, yeah, we're definitely probably going to see Ahsoka next week. And Ahsoka Tano is one of the coolest characters that never has had an on-screen debut, so that's going to be pretty cool.
Aside from the Clone Wars animated movie, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, like live action.
Yeah, live action.
So that aside, I think Mando's got his ship's all fixed up. You know, he knows where he wants to take Baby Yoda or the young
Carl,
whatever.
Yeah,
Carl.
That's his name.
Carl. So he's taking Carl. He's on his mission now, so there's more clarity. I'm still really hoping we see Boba Fett again. And for anyone who doesn't know, at the end of the first episode, that cloaked figure, that is the actor who played Jango Fett and voices all the clones and did the re-voicing for Boba Fett in the remasters of the original trilogy. So that is the actor. I would have a hard time believing that that's not actual Boba Fett.
It is. It's gotta be.
It's gotta be. And it was also a pretty easy way to explain how he survived the Sarlacc pit. I actually just watched the original trilogy like a week ago. They say in like the Sarlacc, it digests you slowly over 1,000 years. He went in there wearing Beskar armor. I mean, that would have been relatively easy to escape. So.
Yeah. And it does look like that guy, that cloaked figure or whatever, has scars over him and whatnot. I'm curious though, do you think we're gonna get Boba Fett in this season, or was that just
tease for the next
laying the pieces?
Maybe
of
that
moving forward.
I mean, that'd be cool if they did. If they did kind of plant some seeds for future seasons. I really want Mandalorian to keep going. This is, in my opinion, the best Star Wars content that's been put out by Disney. The mainline movies are a disappointment. Rogue One was a lot of fun, but didn't have the characterizations that we wanted.
I loved Rogue One.
Yeah, it is a great movie, and Solo was fun too. But I think Mando is just telling a better story. It's really engaging, and I think television is a really good format for Star Wars. You tell more elaborate stories, which is cool. Sorry, I kind of talked a lot there.
Oh no, you're fine. This is a Q&A.
It is a Q&A.
I will say, I got to jump down to this one. I hope we get a Blue Jeans guys spinoff, which is funny because we watched this together. We didn't notice it at all, and then hours after I did my reaction, my video breakdown and whatnot, all of these images and pictures and whatnot of that.
So here's my theory. I've been thinking about this.
Yeah.
We watched it when it came out on a big TV in the basement, right? Mm-hmm. That's that's hard to see. Who the frick was watching this and noticed that? I think Disney did that on purpose, and they planted it right. Mm-hmm. They got more buzz for the series to keep the news cycle going, because no one's gonna write about another episode came out. Cool. There's some of that, but it's way more interesting to be like, there's some dude in blue jeans in the back of this Star Wars shot.
People are talking about it, right here at Mr. I-100, throwing it in there.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's jump back up here, because I think there was a couple
missing
questions. A couple? Inspired you, question.
Shout out Jaren for having 8 boys in his family. That's incredible.
Yeah. Which of you is better at twerking? Cody, we can't do that on this stream. We can do it on TikTok or Pornhub Live, so check that out.
Pornhub Live / JBuck Studios.
Yes,
69.
J Cuck Studios. Yeah, J Cuck Studios. Art Wishwood, Nolan. Do you like Christopher Nolan? You guys share, same names?
Similar name, yeah. Love him. Yeah, great director. And interestingly, I was actually named after Nolan Ryan, the baseball player. And I was born in 95, which you'll have to forgive my ignorance. I'm not sure what Christopher Nolan was up to in that time frame. I don't know
Memento, maybe? Yeah, I don't know what year that came out.
I don't know either. I think it was around when he was starting out, right? I could be completely off.
Probably.
Something like that. Correct me in the chat.
I'm sure someone in the chat will know what year Memento is, but that's the first one I saw of Christopher Nolan, so.
Christopher Nolan is fantastic. Just great. I'm random fact, the name Nolan in Nordic heritage actually means famous.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm already on the life path of fame because Nolan. But it is cool that there's a handful of famous Nolans. It's not really a common name, but there are a handful of people: Nolan North, Christopher Nolan, Nolan Ryan, more I can't think of right now. That they're pretty famous people, and they're all just Nolan. So that's me. I'm famous.
Yeah. No. What? Do you have a favorite Christopher Nolan film? I think mine is Inception. I don't know. I've just really enjoyed that film ever since it came out. But do you have a favorite Nolan film?
I don't know. Inception's great. It's a lot of fun because like I said before, I like movies where you can discuss it and really talk about it a lot. And Inception was almost designed to be like that. So yeah, I'd probably go with that as well. I haven't seen Tenet yet. I don't. Based on what I've heard, it probably wouldn't take top marks from me, but I again haven't seen it. So, good question though.
All right, Nate is saying, what are your guys' day jobs?
You're looking at it, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, kind of the backstory of what happened to me is, worked corporate for 5-ish, 6 years, not including internships and all of that stuff, and I just couldn't do it anymore. And I had slowly drifted over to doing this, and essentially, through roundabout events and everything that 2020 is had to throw at everyone, this is essentially my full-time job. I am not getting paid, but this is what I do pretty much every day.
You made like 45 cents this month.
I know. Wonderful. I can hopefully get a Tootsie Roll. But at the top of the show, we had mentioned that Room 56, that essentially company that's audio engineering, video productions, all of that stuff, graphic design, that is essentially what we do full-time right now. Yep. So if you out there, you lovely people, need any sort of work done, or you know someone that needs work done, hit us up at room56studios.com because, we need work.
We do podcasts, video editing, music production, anything you want. So, and I'm in the same boat. And I was going to mention, it's impressive that he worked 5 or 6 years in corporate, given that he's like 19 years old. But
yeah,
not a day over. But
nope.
I did the same thing. I worked corporate for a couple years and couldn't do it anymore. So I left my job. Actually, and I left my job in June, like amidst the pandemic. But that was actually planned before the pandemic happened. Mm-hmm. I had planned to do that in that time frame, and I stuck to it. So, started the company, and that's what we do now.
Yeah, so hit us up, people.
That's right.
Mr. I-100, thank you for the question. What are your favorite music genres? I'm going to go first because I'm sure you have a way more elaborate answer. Mine is like 90s pop. I love 90s pop. It's something you can dance to. It's something you could bob to. I think that is kind of I really enjoy a lot of music. I'm not like set on I'm only listening to one genre. Like film, I think it's a little bit more subjective and whatnot, but I'd say 90s pop.
90s pop is a good answer, man.
A genie in a bottle, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Get some TLC.
Yeah.
As for me, I mean, everyone I think has this kind of similar answer nowadays, that it's like, I don't listen to just one genre. Mm-hmm. To the point where genres are almost like irrelevant.
Would you say a lot of things have kind of bled over? Like
absolutely.
The lines are very much
blurred.
Would you call it blurred lines?
Blurred lines, yeah. Robin Thicke.
Yeah.
Terrible song. No, it's true though. Like even pop music now shares so many similarities to other like subgenres and underground genres of music. So there's a specific niche category for just about every song you listen to. So to sum up, my favorite music genre is probably right now, I've heard it called anti-pop or like alternative pop. It's kind of stuff that's got like the modern sounding like pop sensibility, but it's not packaged like a pop song. And a really good example of this, if that description makes absolutely no sense, is a song called Sayonara by Aries. That's Aries. I will plug him because that's a really cool song. It's interesting. The chorus, like it's there, but it doesn't like repeat like you'd expect. But it's really well produced, and he's got a cool voice. So yeah, kind of stuff like that. Verging into Post Malone territory. Like he's like the pop version of that. I like beat heavy stuff. I like production. Obviously, I'm a music producer, so that matters to me a lot as well. But there's not a lot I don't like. I used to say that I didn't really like country, but that's not even really true. Mm-hmm. I like a lot of country. Some modern country I'm not the biggest fan of, but I'll probably still listen to it. So yeah, that's my answer.
All right, cool. Thank you for the question.
Yeah.
Jaron has to say, I can tell you're passionate about music, and it's awesome to see all that. You've made some dope music. I'm excited to work with you on my first project.
So he's let it out of the cat out of the bag.
Yep.
Yeah, and thank you for saying that, Jaron. I appreciate that a lot. And I will say, anyone in the chat, anyone listening, watch out for Jaron's song. When we finish that up, I hope you listen to it. He's actually very good, like really, really talented right off the bat. And that was before I even touched it. So I'm hoping we can make some cool stuff.
Kieran has to say Carl Weathers did a really good job with the stormtroopers on the speeders. I will say that
that was a fun sequence.
There were some aspects of the latest episode, and again, we watched it together. We kind of talked about it a little bit after the fact that I entirely wasn't in for. Like, I'm really curious on kind of what is happening in those back to tubes, the speeders, some of the action was fun, but I mean, there was some stuff that was a little clunky, I guess.
Yeah, a couple of the edits in that fight sequence, like right before the speeders, a couple of the cuts and stuff, just they weren't very clean. And obviously, I mean, my conspiracy theory aside, if they did have, if that production guy was just accidentally in the background, I mean, clearly there was something maybe a little funky going on set.
Yeah, a little bit of a miss on set and whatnot.
But yeah, the overall direction of the show was fun, and the Baby Yoda stuff from that episode was fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, the wires and everything was fantastic.
I think that was essentially Baby Yoda's episode of just showing more charm and whatnot with the characters. Him getting electrocuted, with the wires at the beginning,
so much
whatnot.
fun.
How do you feel about Boba Fett's spinoff Obi-Wan show, and would you want more spinoffs like Bo-Katan or possibly Ahsoka series?
Is there a Boba Fett spinoff? Do you know about? Is that a thing?
Word on the street.
There's
word on the street because I think that. Correct me if I'm wrong, people in the chat. They're not making any movies for a while because they know that they're not working. People are torn, and Mandalorian, that first season, blew everyone away. I thought a few episodes kind of but overall amazing. With this Obi-Wan series, with this Boba Fett, with Ahsoka, with Bo-Katan, they're purposely, I think, laying all of these pieces, especially that Bo-Katan episode of like, hey, this character exists, she's on this mission, boom.
Sure.
I think that they are.
I mean, they're going to MCU it.
They're going. Yes, I think that that's what they're going to do. Is Mando? They've already kind of mapped out 3 and 4. So I'm curious if they're going to branch that off into these other ones. What do you feel about that?
I think that's great.
Do you want to see all of those, or is there specific
absolutely?
One? Okay.
I want to see anything they come up with. And it was like I was saying a little bit earlier that I think Star Wars is a great property for a television format. A movie is like, obviously no hate on the Star Wars, at least the original 6 movies. They're really fun, they're really great, and George Lucas, genius for coming up with all of it. But there's so many intricacies now with the expanded lore and all the external stuff people have kind of come up with that I would like to take my time with these ideas. And I think I see Cody in the chat there saying how he echoing how good Rogue One is. It is good, but think of like if that was a season of television that had like a similar budget, but you actually spend a little bit more time with these characters and you really get to develop and get to know them, then the ending of Rogue One would just be all that more dramatic. Like that'd be insane to see.
Oh yeah, if you got to know these people on just one series or a season, but multiple seasons, it's like
incredible.
Wow,
that'd be amazing.
They all are just poof.
Right, gone.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of thing that I think that's what made Rogue One so good was that they killed everyone. You never see that.
Well, and that's the funny thing is because there was essentially an alternate ending, I believe, where it did leave the 2 main characters, Cassian Andor and Felicity Jones. Yeah, Jyn Erso. Man, how do I remember all these random ass names? They were left alive or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like that. Kill them.
Nope, makes sense.
No, the movie's great. Cody's right. And as far as the spin-offs, yeah, I want it. I want it real bad, especially Obi-Wan. I mean, Ewan McGregor has been down since day one to do it. If they don't give me Darth Maul, though, I will be very disappointed. Because what other logical direction? I mean, you put Darth Maul in Solo, which seemed really needless, by the way. And then you say, okay, Darth Maul is still here. He's still kicking ass. He's this super bad guy. And now there's an Obi-Wan show set in the same time period. I mean, come on. Well, do not disappoint me.
And the thing is,
I hate that it's on Rebels.
Again with them moving away from these movies, they set up. They were going to do a Crimson Dawn movie, essentially, because Kira and Maul would have been kind of the 2 main players in that movie. I think that honestly, they might reel it back, which I hope, and give us a fleshed out season.
That'd be
something
great. Wouldn't that be amazing?
I think that'd be so much better than.
Also, put Jon Favreau behind it because he is just
make him the Kevin Feige
of Star
Wars.
Just absolutely killing. Well, he kicked off the MCU too. He knows how to do it. He knows what he's up to.
Yeah.
So.
And he's a huge Star Wars fan. Him and Dave Filoni together.
Oh, yeah.
We got Toast. What's going on, Toast? I don't know
Toast?
if you're still in the chat, man. What's going on? You didn't miss much. We're just answering questions. So if you, sir, have a question, throw it in the chat. Curious, which Christmas gift, aka movie, are you most excited for? Soul or Wonder Woman 84?
You go first.
No spoilers and no inside information or whatever, but what I have heard of Soul, it is a movie that I cannot wait to see because of not only the animation, the representation for the first time, Pixar being behind it, but the themes. I will say that from what I've heard. Again, I haven't seen the movie, but from what I know is in this movie, I really desperately want to see Soul.
Yes.
Wonder Woman is going to be fun. It's going to be awesome because it's going to be right there. But Soul has skyrocketed to my number one.
I'm gonna have the same exact answer.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for Soul. We were doing some work for a video for another very great YouTuber, Griffin at FilmSpeak, where he got the chance to see that movie, and he had quite a lot of great things to say about it. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, I'm super super stoked to see it. Also, me having a love for music. It's right up my alley, and I love Pixar. I don't think there's been a single Pixar movie that I really haven't liked except Cars 2, which I don't think is an unpopular opinion.
Did you ever watch The Good Dinosaur?
Yeah, loved it.
Really? I've never seen that. I heard that everyone said that was like low of the low for Pixar.
The thing is, it's because Pixar so commonly breaks expectations and really goes above and beyond. That they didn't really do that with Good Dinosaur. And I watched a video saying how that movie had been in development for 4 or 5 years. It went through a bunch of changes, went through a bunch of edits, and it's like, oh, I can kind of see.
Hey, Riley, Riley, what's going on? How are you doing? Thank you for tuning in to the live stream. Thank you so much. If you have questions, throw them in.
In regard to Wonder Woman 84. I'm not a big DC fan. The movies, at least. I love Batman and all the properties, but I think that they have just shit the bed with the DCEU.
You're not excited for the Snyder Cut?
Oh my god, yeah. I'm in it.
Yeah, everyone in their dog.
In the chat.
Everyone in their dog is pretty much in the Snyder Cut.
I like Shazam, so I mean, I'll give Wonder Woman a chance. I like the first Wonder Woman. I thought that was fun. It's just the stuff in the MCU is just better combined. And that's what they're going for in DCEU, and they're just bad at it. I mean, Shazam did great because it was pretty much on its own.
Yeah,
and Joker too. I mean, Joker was literally on its own.
And the thing is, they're somehow, I think, trying to tie it together, make a sequel, do something. The thing is, just let it be its thing. It made $1 billion.
Be done with it.
Be okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'd be fine maybe with another like Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, just to explore different sides of the character, but. I don't want it to tie into the rest. It's not worth it.
Did you know you can buy the macaroons that Baby Yoda eats?
I saw that today online.
I did not know that.
You have to I-100. You have to tell us that. I thought they were like crazy expensive. Like I read
really?
somewhere like you can buy the blue macaroons, but they're super expensive. So that's all I really know about it.
Over on TikTok, Riley is saying Good Dinosaur was really fun. Some trippy scenes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, I haven't seen that one. There's a lot of Pixar movies. Good Dinosaur, WALL-E.
See, WALL-E's a
Cars
sin,
1
WALL-E's
and 2.
the best movie. Maybe
I have.
Oh
yeah.
my god, it's a masterpiece of a film.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say of all time.
There's a plethora of Pixar movies I have not seen. So.
You can skip the Cars sequels. That's fine. Good Dinosaur. So again, it's great for an animated movie. It's not great by Pixar standards, but that doesn't mean it's a bad movie. And if you put it up against like a lot of the stuff that DreamWorks is coming out with, it blows it out of the water. Recent DreamWorks stuff hasn't impressed me that much. So yeah, definitely, Good Dinosaur is a fun movie. It's a good family movie.
Seth is saying, I have no idea what you're talking about, but does NSYNC do that kind of music? That that you were saying, the genre bend or whatever.
Okay, picture this. NSYNC, like melodies with like more R&B rap beat music. That's kind of what Aries is. That's kind of the stuff that I really do like a lot. So it's like pop like NSYNC, but kind of the opposite at the same time, because it would be like talking about uncommon things or using more modern instrumentation. Yeah, kind of like that. If that clears that up, I think Seth's just goofing.
I think
with
he's
me.
just trying to fuck with you.
But no, it's actually kind of close.
Well, we got another person in the chat that's just messing with us. Jill is saying Jared's lying. His favorite song is "Weenie in a Bottle."
I could see that. I could see that.
Isn't that that's got to be a parody song, right?
Yeah,
Weenie
Genie
in a
in a
bottle, genie
bottle.
bottle. It's if not, it's too easy. It's right there. It needs to be made, people. So if you like music, go make Weenie in a Bottle right now.
I'm on it.
Let's see here. Boba Fett is apparently a limited series or a mini series.
That'd be dope.
So that's kind of cool. I'm curious on what they'll explore with that. Whether it's kind of the same
Right after
time or
the
right
pit,
after,
yeah.
like him, like you see the glove, like that's how it opens, is the glove coming out, and it's like the Mando
Yeah.
music or something. I don't know.
Oh no, Kieran even said it's set
Oh.
between Return of the Jedi and Mandalorian
Oh.
season 1. Okay, yeah,
Okay.
so it'll lead
Cool.
us up to his appearance in season 2, probably.
Okay, so yeah, we'll get a little bit of background. For
Very
that.
cool.
Yeah, Kieran is also saying Soul sounds so riveting and impactful from what I heard, and just watch Griffin's video.
Awesome,
So,
yeah. Check out Griffin's
awesome.
videos. He did a great job on that, and so did we. So, yeah, go check that out. It's really great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a surprise cameo voice at the beginning. It's me. It's me.
The fish was me.
The fish was me.
That's a pop star reference. Watch that movie.
Did you guys hear about Kevin Feige saying Marvel Studios will be focusing on their Disney Plus series the same as Disney said? Yeah, so that I think kind of ties into what Star Wars I think is trying to do,
Yeah.
where I'm not saying that Marvel is going to completely move away from their movies, but I have a feeling with these upcoming series of WandaVision, Winter Soldier, Miss Marvel, like all of these, they are going to put so much care, they're going to get so much development of these characters that I think people are going to almost love them just as much, if not more, than the people we've had for 10 plus years.
Well, and again, I mean, look at the CW DC shows.
Mm-hmm.
People freaking love those shows, and I really think it's about the time you get with these characters. Like, I love Spider-Man, especially Tom Holland's Spider-Man. But Homecoming and Far From Home, 2 movies, about 4 hours total. That's all I get with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Of course, he's in the other films as well, but you know what I mean? Like, I want more of him.
Yeah.
If you put Tom Holland in an 8-episode TV season, that's 8 hours.
Like him going to high school, him dealing with relationships, and
Yeah.
then every now and then he has to fight someone or break up a crime.
It'd be great. Or, you know, you could even do like a mystery type thing. Like, if you took the plot from Homecoming, the first half of the season could have been him trying to figure out, like, who is this guy selling these weapons. The mid-season reveal that it's his crush's dad. And then the rest of the, you know, you'd have to change a lot of the story, but, you know, you could take that kind of format and put it in the television format just as easily. The problem is, of course, the budget is so large to make a movie quality TV series because it's so much more of it. So, you know, I think Disney as a whole, as they're moving away from streaming or from movies themselves, they're probably going to be willing to put that budget into the television series. So I'm hopeful for that.
All right. Kind of going back a little bit about the next episode of Mando. Kieran is saying that potentially some of Baby Yoda's background. You think so? Do you think? I guess I'm curious. Do you think we're gonna get the first words from him? Do you think we'll get words from him?
I don't know. Okay, so I have a little bit of knowledge of the expanded Star Wars like lore, and I know it's like Yoda's species obviously lives for a very, very long period of time. He died at like 900 plus years.
Yeah,
old.
and that's what they're saying with the New Republic that they're trying, or the Old Republic movie franchise trilogy that they were claiming they're doing. Who knows if they're even going to do it? The only character
Would
that
be
would
Yoda.
be
Right.
and it'd be him like a teenager smoking pot or something. But he's 300.
Yes, yeah. So that's the thing. Like, it's not just that they live for a long time, but their development stages are really long too. So Baby Yoda, as we know him, is already 50 years old. So I don't really know if we'll get words from him. And also, I like that thought, but I don't know that we need his backstory. I don't know that it matters all that much. It's kind of like Snoke, I guess. Like in episode 8, a lot of people were pissed when he died, and I didn't really give a shit. Like,
well, when you find out that he's just a dispensable, hey, there's Snoke 2,
there's
3,
like
4,
30
5,
of them.
6, 7.
I mean, yeah. before there was an episode 9 to just retcon everything. A lot of people were bummed about that because they wanted to know who he was and know more about him. And I mean, personally, I didn't really care. He's just a big bad guy. He's not your central character. He doesn't. And I mean, Ryan Johnson at the time decided that he didn't serve the plot anymore, which I could talk all day about how that all was just not great. But
I think, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but I think in the future, Nolan will probably be doing some video essays for the channel.
it's very possible.
Yeah.
It's
So
very
who
possible.
knows? That could be a video essay topic.
It could.
Essentially.
Oh, yeah.
Stinky Jill is saying, please share your top 3 Christmas movies. 'Tis the season, and we all know Die Hard holds one of the spots. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
So I actually haven't seen Die Hard.
Okay. So
Shatter the
we
glass.
might have.
Yeah,
Well,
might have
I
to
mean,
watch Die Hard.
the funny thing is, okay, I hadn't seen Die Hard until 5-6 years ago,
Okay.
when people started jumping on the bandwagon
Yeah,
of
that's
it
what-
being a Christmas
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
And I've watched it probably every single year since because it's on 27 different channels throughout December. So I will say, okay, top 3. I don't know if Die Hard is going to be on my top 3.
Okay.
Number 1, for sure, Christmas
With the-
Vacation.
I was like,
Christmas
with the
Vacation
cranks.
for me. No,
Christmas Vacation is incredible.
Okay, what's yours?
I don't know your taste. Oh, you want to do like my number 1?
Well, okay, I'm gonna say my top 3.
Yeah, I could do that.
Christmas Vacation. I love Jingle All the Way. I know it's not great, but I love Jingle. Like, put that cookie down, dog. Like going for the turbo man. It's mine. I got it. Rodney King. Like, Sinbad is in it and everything. I love that movie because that's nostalgia for sure. So Christmas Vacation, Jingle All the Way. I'm probably missing one. You know what? I'll be simple and go with Jill's Die Hard,
Die
and
Hard.
throw Die Hard in there as well.
Sure.
What are your top 3?
Okay, I would say not really in order, but definitely Home Alone.
Oh, I forgot Home
Yeah.
Alone. Okay, I think I'm gonna swap out
Die Hard.
for Home Alone.
Home Alone is just so much fun.
Yeah.
I really do like the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Man, I'm kind of like almost blanking on
The
other
thing is, yeah, I
Christmas
don't.
movie.
I
Iron Man
don't-
3.
Well, the thing is, that's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
I mean, Die Hard's a Christmas movie. There's the Christmas Story. I know a lot of people.
Oh, Elf.
Elf. There you
easy.
go.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why it took me so long to think of that.
Hope you find your dad. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Fantastic.
I'm curious. Let us know in the chat what your guys' top 3 or favorite Christmas movie, just favorite one. One, maybe an unconventional one. I'm trying to think if there has been a Christmas classic that's been born in the last 5 years. I don't think necessarily. I know Klaus over on Netflix is a big one. Beautiful 2D animation. A lot of people have kind of latched onto that one in the last couple years. Skipping one, Patrick, old Patrick, buddy from down under, over in Australia, who's the beautiful man. Do you need to introduce yourself
Oh,
again?
Patrick thinks I'm beautiful. Patrick, you're beautiful. Also, my middle name is Patrick, so that's cool. Doesn't matter much, but it's cool.
All right, let's see here. I'm going to skip down because I like to inflate my ego. Trishy's saying, your Scream 3 reaction was my first time watching you last night, and let's just say this. You rock! You are the first commentary reaction video I actually enjoyed watching.
Look at that.
Well, thank you.
That's
Thank you
awesome.
so much. I appreciate that so much because I will say I am new to the reaction game, and the first 2, a lot of people did not enjoy them. So I took it as constructive. I got really drunk because I felt bad because I was like, I'm doing something wrong. But 3, I thought I'm proud of 3, so thank you so much for the compliment.
Glad to have you, Trishy.
Yeah,
Trishy
thank
Quinn.
you so much. Kieran is also going back. What do you guys think of the plot is for WandaVision? Do you know much about WandaVision?
I know probably as much as anyone. I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, essentially, it is covering every 50s through 90s.
Yeah,
I think
it's a
sitcoms.
multiverse aspect of things.
Yeah, like all of these sitcoms. I think she's putting together a false reality for Vision. Honestly, if it's following the comics, I think that is what is going on. Is that they're putting together this false sense of reality for the Vision character, and obviously it's somehow what she does is going to fuck up the overall MCU Doctor Strange is going to somehow be in there. I'm curious if we're going to get any cameos from bigger name people in there.
Well, and I can't remember if it was for WandaVision or if it was for Doctor Strange, but I know that Tobey Maguire is listed with the cast, like in the cast of one of those things, as is Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland. So, I mean, it's very likely to me that they're really going to have a lot of fun with that. And as far as plot is, I'm almost willing to guess that there kind of isn't one, so much as it's going to be like an anthology approach of like, now we're in the 50s and we're going to get up to hijinks, and now we're in the 60s and we're going to get up to different hijinks. I don't know. I could be way off base, but I mean, I think that'd be fun to see.
Yeah. Going back over on TikTok, Cody O'Toole. What's going on, Cody? Thank you so much for dropping by. He's saying Home Alone 1 and 2, the best, back-to-back, double. That's a good double feature, like a 1-2 combo there, to be honest.
2 is one of those rare sequels that, like, I don't know if it improves, but it stays at this really consistent level of good the whole time.
Like, that, honestly, it's a 1-2. Like, I enjoy them both. Also, everyone that's watching on TikTok, thank you so much. Appreciate that. If you have questions, throw them in the chat. Anything and everything. So, thank you for that. Let's see what other people are saying here. Thoughts on Bob's Burgers writers for Deadpool 3? You're a big Bob's Burgers
and a big Deadpool fan.
Yeah, so go ahead. This question, I'm tossing it up for you. Knock this one out of the park.
Very excited, obviously. I mean, Bob's Burgers have such good sensibility. I assume, Mr. I-100, that you watched Bob's Burgers. If anyone in the chat, on TikTok, wherever, if you aren't watching Bob's Burgers, I would highly recommend it because it's just fantastic. When you combine that almost PG humor that they're going with on Bob's Burgers, but they have the like adult humor sensibility behind it. When you combine that with Ryan Reynolds, who has had huge influence in the script and everything, I think we're in for a real treat. And I mean, Ryan Reynolds, a lot of times you kind of get the sense that like actors were like born for a certain role, and his is Deadpool, man. He's born for that. It's just perfect.
And the bad thing is, like, after the fact, all of these other movies that he's doing, people are like, he's just doing Deadpool again, and it's like, well, no,
really fair.
He's doing Ryan Reynolds because Ryan
Deadpool
Reynolds
is Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool. Yeah, right. I love the passion behind it because he had been trying to get that project off the ground for like a decade.
Oh, I love how cavalier he is, but he's like, yeah, someone leaked the test footage.
That was the best leak or whatever like that. Riley over on TikTok is saying Office Christmas Party, The Nutcracker, and the Polar Express. Polar Express is
a
that's
good
one that a lot of people really latch onto. I think I missed the train on that one. But Office Christmas Party, that is a ridiculous, a really fun, ridiculous one. Another one I will say is The Night Before with Seth Rogen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Anthony Mackie, and Michael Shannon as Mr. Green. Like, that movie, if you haven't seen The Night Before, check that one out. That's a great comedy to like get you in the spirit, and it's a really fun holiday comedy. The Night Rider is saying, JBuck, have you ever seen Two Pretty Best Friends? No, I haven't.
Here.
I haven't seen Two Pretty Best Friends. That's like an ongoing joke on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, get on.
Gotta get with the trends. Damn it.
Gotta get with the trends. Gotta get with the trends.
I'm fired.
Trishy is saying A Christmas Story.
Christmas Story is great.
Yeah, so again, go ahead.
My older sister would pretty much just watch that on loop at Christmas time, so it kind of ruined the movie for me. I've seen it like maybe 300 times. But it is a good movie.
TBS just has it going for 24 hours. That's why that movie essentially is no longer like even close to being one of my favorites, is because it is oversaturated. And I know that might be a poor excuse, but when it is literally there was one Christmas, I think, we woke up and we just left it on that channel. So I watched the same thing while eating breakfast, waiting for people, unwrapping presents, having lunch, playing games, then opening presents or whatever the night before. Like, I watched the movie 5 times in a day.
It's ridiculous.
That's insanity.
It's like, it's a great movie, but I don't know why they put it on a 24-hour loop. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Oh, sorry, I got to say, my thoughts, Deadpool 3, very excited. I hope it's very like self-aware since it's owned by... I'm curious on how they're going to do everything over there on the platform.
I personally think that Disney, and I could be dead wrong, but I think they're going to lean into the R rating. I think they're going to let them do what they want to do, because Kevin Feige so far has been great about letting the Marvel movies do what they need to do with a couple missteps, But he's like, look at Ragnarok. Like he pretty mumuch said, Taika Waititi, go for it, and that's the approach they need to take with Deadpool as well. We do have on TikTok, the Santa Claus with Tim Allen is the single most underrated Christmas movie of all time.
It's a good. I mean, I
didn't know that it was underrated.
I don't think it is. I mean, maybe for some people.
I think everyone I know recognizes it as a really good movie.
If I expanded it out to top 5, that one's definitely in there because I like the beginning. I like all the fun parts. I love where they're walking to Sharp Dressed Man and everything that. Like really fun. Kieran is asking, I enjoyed your Run Explained video, but I don't know why you put poorly at the end of it. The reason I do is because it gets people to click rather than a normal ending explained, I guess. In this weird way, go ahead. You might be able to elaborate what I was going for better than me.
The thing with Jared, like, and for our friends on TikTok here, Jared, he does movie reviews and commentary on YouTube and stuff, and he's very good at it, but he's kind of funny. He likes to goof around with the movies and stuff. And who was it Kieran or was it Trishy that was saying? Trishy was saying the Scream 3 reaction was really good.
Yep.
Like Jared, you like to have a little more fun with the stuff, and I think some people that were watching your first couple, like that's not what a lot of other folks do.
No.
And so they were like, "Oh, you're bad at this." Like, why would you want everyone to do it the same way? It doesn't make sense.
It's because. Again, when Nolan is here, he's kind of in the same world as me and whatnot, and he understands. He told me that movies are not my niche.
No,
it's comedy.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot like poorly. Like I like to do a lot of jokes and stuff in it. Plus, I make up like very fictitious endings towards the end of the movie. That could be the true ending of the film, but yeah.
So that's why it's ending explained poorly is because it gives him the flexibility to like kind of be creative and tell some jokes and stuff with
Basically, it gives me an excuse to do something
different,
I guess.
I think the word is fun. Like I have fun watching those.
I don't know. Patrick been playing some old Lego games, dude. I know I tuned in and watched you play some literally like Lego Star Wars, the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Where he was just going back and forth, and I was like, my God, those are so good. So I need to start streaming some of those. And then he's starting on
Harry Potter.
Lego
might
Party.
have to watch that.
Harry
Potter's a good one.
That is one I never played.
Really?
No, never.
Harry Potter's really good. It does great with the magic because you get to like build stuff as like a wizard, and it feels like, oh, I'm a wizard.
People of TikTok, YouTube, Nolan will be here for what, a week or two?
Like 2 more weeks.
So if you guys want us to sit down and stream some Lego, because there's 2-player, let us know, because I think that'd be really fun.
That would be really fun,
Just sit down and we're bullshitting like this, but also playing some Lego Star Wars.
Get my dexterity back up.
Yeah, exactly.
We do have one here that I would really like your answer on. How are you liking your PS5, Jared?
So people of YouTube, people of TikTok, people know I got a PS5. I got it like the day or 2 after launch. I was super excited for it. It has been, a week-ish, over a week since that release. I haven't opened it. It is still in the box in my room. And people are like, why aren't you opening it? I'm sorry, but I have this weird obsession where I need to make content after content. And plus, we did have a paid gig that we had to actually work on.
Yeah, we had to get that done.
So, fingers crossed, tomorrow, I open it. Otherwise, after Thanksgiving, I don't know. I need to open it. The biggest thing, I think the reason it's holding me back for me not opening that PlayStation 5 is I need to have a 4K TV. So I'm looking at 4K TVs. Hopefully I can get one for Black Friday fairly cheap.
Good deal.
Then I can play my PS5. So when and if I open it, I will let you all know how amazing it is.
All right, now tell your TikTok story about your PS5.
No. I can't do that. Kristen, hey Kristen, what is going on? Most anticipated shows and or movies for December. Do you have any?
So Soul is coming out December 25th. I'm very, very excited for that, and I'm also excited for the continuation of Mandalorian.
Yes. Yeah, I would say that those two definitely. I'm very curious about this Netflix movie, Mank. Apparently it's like backstory of the making of Citizen Kane, which I need to watch Citizen Kane. I've never watched it, so that might be a first watch-through movie as well over on the channel. I don't know. I'd have to go look at... I was working on my calendar for December. I don't know about half of the things that are coming out this month because everything is moved. I think that nope, it's a January movie. I don't know. There's a handful of stuff, some Christmas stuff. Yeah.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any stuff over on TikTok?
We got one here. You like anime thighs?
I'll dabble in some anime thighs.
Great,
yeah,
I'm in.
Big old meaty haunches.
What a Run was essentially the Gypsy Rose story without the murder. That ending scene, though. So I haven't seen Run, but
yeah, that ending scene, and again, no spoilers, but that ending scene was something that I was just like, oh god, that felt so good. A nice little twist and turn of that. Plus, it's from the same, I think, director. I don't know who else is involved, but 2018's Searching. Definitely check that movie out. It's like kind of a nice thriller mystery and whatnot, and it's like the gimmick, which one works perfectly, is it's all shot through screen capture or something. Screen to I don't know what the technology is called, but it all takes place on security cameras, social
like
media, like
closed circuit television,
something like that. Yeah. But it's like social media, pictures, text messages. Like it does a wonderful job of really keeping you intrigued until the very end. 2018's Searching, people.
Very cool. What else we got on YouTube? Couple folks just joining on TikTok. Thank you so much for coming on. We're just kind of hanging out. Ask us questions if you would like. Otherwise, we'll just keep talking.
Trishy is saying, many reaction videos I've seen, they barely talk, and I dislike that. Like, what's the point of me watching your reactions if you're not going to talk? But Jared talks. He truly has an opinion. Well, thank you. And again, great. Thank you so much. Don't sit here and inflate my ego, but thank you so much because... I don't know. I like to make jokes, but also I've never even seen those movies, and people are shocked because I'm a huge movie fan. And I guess I was genuinely surprised at a lot of twists and turns in Scream 3. I don't know if you...
I haven't seen them.
Yeah, you haven't seen them.
I've seen the first one.
Yeah, and I will say, spoiler, or a little tease, I guess, I am currently working on Scream 4. I've already watched it. I've already filmed everything. I just have to go through the editing process. So fingers crossed tomorrow, otherwise Friday or Saturday. Stay tuned. Follow all those social medias to stay up to date on everything, I guess. We're getting close to the end of the show, so if you guys on TikTok, you guys or gals, I guess, on YouTube, if you have any final questions, throw them in the chat.
Patrick there is watching on YouTube and TikTok.
It's a streamception. Oh man, yeah. I don't know. Do you have anything else you got to talk about, plug or anything?
Besides the butt plugs, no.
That's the after show.
Oh, sorry.
That's
the
after show.
you have to get a special
Mr. I-100, thank you so much. I know it's early to talk about this, but what is your favorite movie of 2020 so far? So that is a good question because this has been a very weird year. I think I tweeted out about halfway through the year that it was really funny to look at everyone's most anticipated movies.
Because none of them are in the year now.
They didn't exist. None of them, out of the 10 that I picked, I don't think any of them came out this year. So my favorite, bestest movie, I think that there's still quite a few movies that are going to be coming out this month because it's award season. It's the prestige time of film. I think Soul is honestly going to be probably top 3 for myself. There has been a handful of other ones that I have watched recently. The Sound of Metal is coming to Amazon Studios, Amazon Prime on December 6th, I believe. Definitely look out for that one. I watched that one, and that one was one that was very unique. Loved the story, and they do a lot of unique things with sound. So definitely check that one out. That was probably in my top 10. I would really have to sit down and kind of hammer it through and check out some. One that's really weird and obscure and one of my favorites, Butt Boy. If you guys think I'm joking, check that movie out. It sounds ridiculous. I'm sure you're like, what the hell is Butt Boy? Check it out because...
Is that what they called you in high school?
No. But it is like a detective noir crime story with a dude's butt that eats things. Check it out. It is insane. It's an awesome... Seth, I don't know if you're in the chat. He recommended it to me, and it was awesome.
That sounds incredible.
It's insane, man. We should watch it.
My favorite movie so far this year, I think, has been Onward. That came out this year, right?
Yeah.
It feels like forever ago.
Yep.
I really liked Onward. I thought that was really fun. I'm a big Pixar fan. And Soul coming out next month, I'm very excited for that as well. Mm-hmm. But Onward did a lot of stuff right that I really enjoyed. So if you slept on that one, you shouldn't.
All right. Reaction Life 21. What is going on? What's your month's TV shows, movies? Mine's January Cobra Kai, February, Kingsman 3, and March, Morbius. Well, fingers crossed some of those movies come out, but I know Cobra Kai is definitely on my to-watch list. I'm going to be hopefully binging through seasons 1 and 2 on Netflix because season 3 I'm very excited for because I've heard, and I guess I haven't watched it, but I've heard that the first 2 seasons are really good. Plus, I need to go and watch the original Karate Kid because I've only seen bits and pieces. I've never watched it all the way through. What about you? You got anything you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I haven't gotten into Cobra Kai yet for kind of the same reason. Karate Kid was always that movie that I like never saw in one sitting. Like it was always on in the background and stuff. So like I know the plot and I'm pretty sure I've seen all the parts of it.
Yeah. I've seen the end where he kicks him. I've seen the shower scene where he's running away from him. Like he's dressed as
wax
a
on,
shower.
wax off, all that.
Like, and that's the thing. I'm like, well, I can kind of paint the in-betweens.
Yeah, but you don't have a feel for the pacing and for like any foreshadowing or any like good moments in the movie. Yeah, I'm not as in tune with like movie and media news as Jared probably is, so I don't really know what's coming out. And also I'm trying not to get my hopes up because so many things keep getting pushed that I was excited. Like I'm still hoping to see Black Widow soon, because I think that's probably going to be a good movie.
Yeah,
it's been like 6 months since it was supposed to.
I think that's kind of the problem of looking forward too much. Unfortunately, is because a lot of the stuff has been moving, and who knows exactly if that's going to be a contained like set date, especially with movie theaters. Very uncertain kind of what's going on there. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna jump down this. Kieran, all right, I have to get some rest. Have a good night. No, thank you so much for tuning in, asking questions, having a good conversation. Thank you so much for that.
Bye, Kieran.
Patrick is saying, my favorite of 2020 would probably be I'm Thinking of Ending Things. Yes, that is a really good one. Recommend checking that out.
Haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, man, it is. You'll probably be like, this movie's fucking bonkers.
Will I think about ending things?
Maybe.
I hope not.
And then Mank, which he had the pleasure of seeing the film because it comes out Netflix, but they do the whole theatrical release. So he's over in Australia and was able to.
Oh, where they have things slightly figured out. Cool.
Slightly. Yes, slightly.
Yeah, everyone stay safe with all the craziness going on right now. Just a PSA. In case you weren't aware, there's a pandemic.
Seth, butt
boy.
Yells
butt
boy is awesome. And then Cody is saying, yay, onward.
Yes.
Onward. Yeah, definitely some wet Codys, some streaming tears down and whatnot. Over on TikTok, someone said Sweet Home Alabama. Yes, probably in reference of that TikTok I made.
Oh, yeah.
A very... I would say filthy TikTok, if that's the case. So if you're not following me, check that out.
I want to share that story because I don't know if your YouTube... I won't go into specifics.
Yeah, go on it.
Your YouTube friends, I don't know if they heard... Jared put out a video on TikTok and it straight up went viral. In less than 24 hours, it had over 500,000 views and like thousands and thousands of likes and stuff. And there was nothing overtly inappropriate. I mean, it was a sex joke, but there wasn't like visually there was nothing wrong. And then TikTok took it down for nudity. And basically, like he had all this great momentum, and they kind of just cut it off, which is a huge bummer. But he reposted the video, and it's at like 70,000 views again. He edited it slightly, so for the friends on TikTok, maybe you found Jared through that video. It's really cool that you subscribed. He's a great dude. That's Jared. I'm Nolan. You may not. Yeah, he's a great guy. Making fun stuff. So. Some PS5 loving goes a long way for you on TikTok.
Yeah. So thank you everyone at TikTok. Thank you everyone on YouTube. Xander Gray is saying, what are your thoughts about the Scream franchise and will you be seeing Scream 2022? So Xander, yes, that is why I'm doing all of those reaction watch throughs, first time watching, which I'm assuming that's how you found my channel or you're aware of those videos. I'm excited for. That's why I'm watching them. So I'm ready to jump into Scream 5 when it comes out. I will say Scream 1 unfortunately was ruined for me because I watched Scary Movie so many times. I know a lot of people are mad about that, but I've watched Scary Movie probably 57 times. I knew what was going to happen in that movie. Scream 2, definitely some twists and turns. Scream 3, I had a lot of fun with. Like that one was so like. Sure, it wasn't the best, but I had a hell of a time with it. Scream 4, wait for my reaction because that one,
Do they make Stab 3 in Scream 4?
They make Stab 6 and 7.
Wow, many stabs.
That's why, like, it got super meta, and that's why I think I enjoyed that one for what it was, because it was like I'm watching something, and then it's not actually what I'm watching. Like, so wait for Scream 4 because that one's really fun. We got to get out of here, man. We're past the time limit. We'll do one more. We'll do one more question. Let's see here. What are you more excited for, WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I'm more excited for Falcon and Winter Soldier.
How so?
I think they have a really cool story to tell with Papa Doc.
Papa Doc.
Yeah, Papa Doc becoming Captain America.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know what his name is.
I can't think of it. I definitely know
it's
it.
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie.
Well,
yeah, we were talking about it earlier.
But what's his name?
Sam Wilson.
Sam Wilson. There we go.
I knew Sam Wilson. I just wanted to say
I didn't know what his name was in the show.
I'm just a dumb
Papa Doc.
Papa Doc, man. I'm excited for that because I want to see him become Captain America, and I also want to see Winter Soldier. I want to see Bucky kind of get his life back. We haven't really seen him return to society as a normal functioning person, and I want that for him because he kind of earned it. So, yeah, I'm excited for that one. I am excited for WandaVision, but I think it's going to be like a lot of really high level crazy shit going on. It's going to have all these implications for the rest of the MCU. So I think a lot of the payoffs from WandaVision you won't see until those movies come out. I from my understanding, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is going to be like in direct response to the events of WandaVision. That's my understanding. Falcon and Winter Soldier is its own thing, and I think they have a lot of
own thing.
I think they have a lot of freedom with that.
Yeah.
Plus, I really do like Anthony Mackie. He's just a great dude.
Papa Doc.
Yeah, Papa Doc.
I think I am more excited for Winter Soldier or
Falcon
and Winter Soldier because I was a big fan of Winter Soldier the movie. Like, if they're sticking to that tone, that aesthetic, the way the story plays with this kind of mystery,
the spy thing, it was fun.
I'm on board for it. I am curious what WandaVision has in store because it sounds bonkers, and I love a good bonkers. But definitely Falcon and Winter Soldier. Anyways, thank you everyone for tuning in via TikTok, via YouTube, asking questions and stuff. I mean, obviously we still wanted to do JBuck Live, but a little bit more laid back show, a little bit of asking questions. Plus, I didn't do a Q&A for my 5,000 subscribers a couple weeks ago, so thank you all for subscribing. Thank you so much. It's awesome.
If you share his channel with your friends, Santa will not give you hemorrhoids.
There we go. So no hemorrhoids this year. You got to share the channel. Too on TikTok. You got to share this out. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to sit down and enjoy Christmas.
If the PS5 video, the repost gets 500 shares, Jared will show you his collection of butt plugs.
Anyways, though, thank you as always. You can find all my stuff, stay up to date with it. Since it's the holiday and I will be traveling, there might be a little bit less content as normal. Who really knows? Nolan, do you have any plugs before we roll out of here?
Only thing I have is NPA on Spotify. That's just my initials, NPA. I have a few songs out right now, and I would love to share them with you. So probably my favorite one right now that I'm listening to and kind of pushing on people, it's a fun way to say, listen to my music, is Sleep Till Noon, which is something I do regularly. Sleep Till Noon by NPA on Spotify. Maybe we can put it in the description or something on YouTube. So, yeah, I'd really love if you give that a listen and tell me if you love it or tell me if it sucks, because feedback helps.
Yeah, absolutely. So go check him out. NPA on Spotify. Definitely very talented. Also, if you need any work from us, room56studios.com.
Video editing, podcast editing, audio engineering. Between the two of us, we've got a lot to offer you, so we'd love to work with you.
Absolutely. But we are going to be getting out of here because guess what? We got another podcast to jump onto with our friends Seth and Cody of the SoCo Show in the chat. But thank you, YouTube. Thank you, TikTok. We are gonna get out of here. All of that stuff, and until next time, we'll see you later.
See you guys. So it's playing the song.